Everyone, welcome to another edition of the Final Down NFL podcast. With me, Jim, Finn, Punk Raider, and Denver Dave. We're top NFL, boys. How we doing?
Hello.
All
I'm
four
back.
of you.
Getting there now. Twitchy time. Who's going to make
Squeaky
it?
bum
Who's
time.
not going to make it?
Who's going to have the number one overall pick?
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
You
That's on
currently sat
everyone's
on
mind.
it, Punk. You currently sat on it.
Yeah,
Must be
we're all
pleased.
We're all right.
I think
I don't think we are. I think Jacksonville have got it.
No. You're beating the Giants right now. Jacksonville
Wow.
went and won at the weekend, mate.
Oh,
Don't
they
you
did,
remember?
didn't they? They won.
Those
Yeah.
idiots went and won a game.
Great performance as well,
Took
wasn't
their
it?
eye right
All-
off the prize.
Yeah,
No.
Jacksonville are fifth at the moment.
Las
That's dreadful.
Vegas are 2-11
There you
with the
go.
New York Giants, but their strength of schedule is weaker than the Giants. So
Absolutely.
congratulations. We are here to do the picks for week 15. Before we do that, of course, we need to look back at week 14 and just go through the very few picks that we got wrong. Shouldn't take very long. First of all, thanks, Philly Side, for coming on and doing the picks last week. It's great to have you on again, mate. There were only two games where all five of us got it wrong. That was the Rams-Bills. We all thought the Bills would beat the Rams, and we all thought the Titans would beat the Jags. So no points for us there. There was one game where three of us got it wrong. So me, Dave, and Finn thought the Bears would beat the 49ers. And Finn, you doubled down on that as well. So that didn't come off for you.
Amateurs.
Yeah.
Got to be done.
And there were
Wishful thinking, I think.
three island games. So Dave, you picked the Chargers to beat the Chiefs, and you doubled down. So that didn't work. And then Philly Sai, he picked the Packers to beat the Lions and the Cardinals to beat the Seahawks. He also doubled down the Cardinals pick. So the people did not double down there. But it allowed me to double down on the Lions and Punk to double down on the Seahawks. So we did double down. That means that Philly Sai went 9-4 for the people. Dave, you went 10-3. Finn, you went 11-2. I went 11-3. My double down pushed me up to 11. And Punk, you went 12-2, which means you won the week.
Just warming up. Just warming up.
Is this the start of the
It's
comeback?
your
Yeah.
first one of the season, isn't
Yeah.
it?
This
This
is first
is
win of
it.
the season, yeah. It also means in the overall standings that I am now leading by 3 points, 155.
Of course you are.
Dave, you're on 152. Finn's caught you up by 1 to 151. Punk, you're now on
Ooh.
141, so just 10 points behind third place, and the people on 132. So we've still got four weeks to go. Plenty of time for Punk to run the table.
I'll be there or thereabouts. Don't you worry.
You'll be thereabouts. Yeah. So there we go.
From now on out.
And of course, that was the last week with bye weeks. So, we did pretty well there considering. But we've got full slate this time. Okay, so on to week 15. Let's get someone on to do the picks for the people. We have a new person on. It's Ethan, who's an Eagles fan. Ethan, welcome to the show, mate. How you doing?
Thank you, mate. I appreciate you guys getting me on, and I'm excited.
Awesome. And of course, we better talk about the Eagles just very quickly.
Yeah.
I was going to say a great season, but your team seems to want to tank it even though you're winning.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, mate, I think at the start of the season, our defense was looking pretty shaky, but we've really pulled through in the end. I think with the two additions of our rookie cornerbacks, they've really helped to sort of strengthen our team. And then obviously you've got the MVP front runner, Saquon Barkley, who's really pulling through for the team, and I'm obviously pushing for that number
So-
one spot.
It's a damn shame they never give it to running backs in that.
Yeah,
They're going to have to this year.
there's still hope. There's still hope.
They're
It's
going to have to this
it's the
year.
hope that kills you, mate.
It really is, yeah.
Jim, I feel like another bet between us coming along. I don't think it's going to be a running back this year, mate.
He's broken McCoy's single season record. He's
Lovely.
got 4 games to go.
Lovely.
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
but come on, man.
It's going to
If-
be a
The
quarterback.
fact that
Come
Shady
on.
McCoy even had a record means it can't have been that good anyway.
Oh, you calm down, Punk. All right, we're going to go through all the games and let's see what comes out. All the teams are off their buys now. No more buys, so it's 16 games. Let's start with Thursday night, and that is the NFC West matchup of the LA Rams at the San Francisco 49ers. Both teams won last week. Ethan, as our guest, let's kick off, mate. Who do you want to go for and why?
Yeah, so I think for the first game, I'm going to go for the Rams, and that's purely because I saw something that the 49ers are potentially going to have to go with their fourth string running back. So I think they're really going to struggle to, sort of control the game, whereas you've got the Rams who have got Kyron Williams, who I think is really going to be the pivotal piece in making sure the Rams see the game out. So yeah, I've got the Rams winning that one.
Awesome. Dave?
Rams. I haven't seen nothing from the 49ers. The Rams were excellent last week.
Okay. Finn? You're going to love this one, aren't you?
This is my favourite.
You can't
game
have
of
a
the
tie,
weekend,
by the
actually.
way. Don't feel this rubbish about having the ties because you hate both of them.
Double down on the tie. Okay, there goes that.
All right.
I vote we
think
should allow him to do
I
that.
think if I'm allowed to do that and it comes in, I automatically win the whole
You do,
series.
yeah. You
I
win,
agree.
you win the entire tournament. That's right.
For the
That's
next
it.
5
time.
years.
And then I'd go on a season-long buy because I always go on a buy anyway.
Standard.
No, Rams for me. Although I would love the Niners because that would give us a little bit more breathing room at the top of the division. But I can't see any way that the Niners turn up for this. Yes, they look good against the Bears, but it's the Bears. So Rams all day.
Punk, because you're unofficial first team that you ever fell in love with. Who you go?
Eighth. Wind your neck in.
Silent Niners
He's
fan.
got more teams than Ryan Fitzpatrick.
That'll do this season. Right. This is do or die for the 49ers.
It
If
is.
they don't win this game, then there's no chance of them making the playoffs. I think this game, they've both got decent offenses. They can both put up points. We know that. I think the Rams, however, have got the better defense at the moment. I think the 49ers defense is shaky. They're really not hustling to the ball. They're not really getting pressure on the quarterback. I like what that Rams defensive line can do, even without Donald in there this season. I think they've really picked up the slack. I think this is Rams. I think Rams have had 49ers number for a couple of seasons now. And for me, anyway, I just think the Rams are a much better team going into this game. So even with the desperation of the 49ers, I think the Rams probably walk away with it.
Yeah, this is massive for the playoffs. I mean, the Rams, like you said, are one game up in the division against them, and they had the home win as well. So it's a sweep for the Rams. No one can see the 49ers getting this, even though they are favoured as the home team by 5%.
I can definitely see a world where the 49ers win this game, but I think going into it, as with all the information that we have, I think you have to favour the Rams, to be honest, even though the 49ers are at home.
We all have. Let's move on to Sunday then, 6 o'clock slate, and let's start with those Dallas Cowboys at the Carolina Panthers. Finn?
Panthers for me.
Ooh. Okay.
I think they are looking like I thought they played well last week. Bryce Young's really starting to find his feet as well. I thought that overall was a good team performance against a good side in the Eagles. Cowboys will find a way to bottle it. So I'm going Panthers.
Dave?
Panthers, Cowboys, bottle jobs.
Okay. Ethan?
Yeah, I'm going to agree with the past two. Heavily on the sort of, Cowboys are bottle jobs. But I do also think that, Bryce Young's played really well in these past 3 games without a win. So I think this week is where he'll get his first, not his first win, sorry, his win that he actually really deserves.
Absolutely. Punk?
It's a shame the Panthers couldn't start doing this earlier in the season because they've really been genuinely good the last couple of weeks. Yeah, I'm going Panthers as well. Dallas seem to find weird and wonderful ways to shoot themselves in the foot. I think that'll continue.
How crazy is that we've got a sweep for the Panthers in a game this season?
You wouldn't have said that 6 weeks ago.
You would not.
We should
You would
really
not.
want Dallas to win this game because it means they're getting a higher pick or lower pick as you would look
They'll
at it.
ruin it
They're
anyway.
5 and
I
8.
know.
They're not going to be picking that high anyway. They've
Well,
already
it's going to be
got
high
5
enough, but
There's-
let's push
there's
them down
other
the
teams.
order and let's get the Panthers being better because I think we all prefer the Panthers getting a better pick than Dallas.
I mean, before their bye week, Carolina had beaten the Saints and the Giants, which, all right, fair enough. It's good to get wins on them. But
Come
then they had the
on.
bye week, and then they just lost to the Chiefs by 3. They took the Bucks to overtime, and they a blade of grass away from beating the Eagles. So, yeah, they finally get an easier opponent. Let's hope they can get over the line on that one. Next game then is the Kansas City Chiefs at the Cleveland Browns. Dave?
I'm going to go the Chiefs because they're disgusting, vile cheaters and they've got the rest on their side.
What?
And I
What?
despise both of these two teams. But yeah, go the Chiefs.
I might as well double down with AFC West fans. So, Punk, what are you going for?
I absolutely echo everything my learned friend just said.
Spot on.
All right. Finn.
Browns will lead all the way. Chiefs will have the refs and somehow win it in the last minute.
True story.
Ridiculous.
What you said.
Ethan, how about you, mate?
I really think the Browns aren't very good, but then you really can't bet against, the Chiefs' black magic that they've got going on. So yeah, I'll go for the Chiefs.
Okay, one more sweep. We've got 3 sweeps in a row here, boys. Let's sort this out. We've got the Miami Dolphins at the Houston Texans. Punk.
This is probably the first of the close games, I'd say. There's definitely a world in which Miami can win this, and they probably need to win this to keep alive any slim chance they've got at the playoffs. Having said that, I'm just not convinced by that defense at all. So I'm going to pick the Texans.
Right. Okay. Dave.
Not me. I'm looking at some stats. Come back to me in a sec.
Ethan.
Yeah, I'm purely just going off the fact that the Texans are coming off the bye week and they've had more preparation, so I'm going to go with the Texans.
Fair dues. Fair dues. Finn.
I'm going to throw some spice in that. I'm going with the Dolphins.
Nice.
I also don't really trust the Dolphins defense, but I think the Texans aren't quite there this season. And the Dolphins really need to push on if they want any chance of making the playoffs. So I think there's going to be an extra sort of spring in their step.
Dave, can I come to you now?
You can. I'm going Dolphins. Dolphins the last 4. Texans have been pushed close by the Jags, the Titans, and the Lions and got beat by the Jets. So yeah, the Texans are a better team, significantly better team, but I'm going to go Miami.
Okay, so we've got a 2-2 split there. I've been tossing and turning on this one as well because Texans have just played really bad this season, but they're at home. I'm going with the Texans, so I'm going against Dave on that one. So there we go. It's 3-2 split. Let's do the Jets at the Jaguars. So Finn.
Jets.
Decisive. Love it.
Oh, well, they're both pretty poor, aren't they? But Jets will do more moving the ball, I think.
Well, possibly. Ethan.
Yeah, I think this game is going to be a huge snooze fest. Both teams are fairly poor. So, but I do think the Jets are a slightly better team than the Jags. So I'm going to go for the Jets.
It's the face-off of the 3 and 10s.
Yeah.
Punk.
This will be Dave's early window fast forward catch up on Red Zone game.
Yes.
But yeah, I think the Jets will win this. They have a bit more firepower than the Jags do.
Jets. Dave. You've got a coin in your hand.
I'm going to flip a coin because I just don't know. So I'm going to go, what was it? Jags, Jets. So
Jags have got tails, right?
Jags got tails, right. Jags, tails, Jets, heads. I'm going to go
Technically, a Jets got a tail, but
Jets. There you go.
let's go Jets. So it's a sweep for the Jets. Yeah, Jags might have got a win, but who cares? Let's do the Commanders at the Saints. So Dave.
Commodores.
Okay.
No idea why. I think both teams are struggling a little bit of late, but yeah, I'll go Washington.
Commanders whipped the Titans before their bye week, so that was their latest result.
It's the Titans, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Punk.
Saints don't have their starting quarterback. They struggled against the Giants last week. Commanders can put points on the board for fun, and they've had a bye week to think about how they're going to do it. So yeah, Commanders for me.
Who's their backup? Is it still that Hayner kid?
Jake Hayner is second.
Jake Hayner.
He came in against the Broncos, had like a couple of decent throws and looked okay, and then came up in the last game and got smashed. So I'm assuming it's not going to be pretty. What's happened to Ridder?
You mean Rattler?
The Raiders.
Rattler, same thing.
Spencer Rattler is poised and he's coiled up like a rattlesnake, just ready to go. As long as they put him in, but coach won't put him in
Because
he's absolutely not. Ethan, how about you?
Yeah, like you've said, there's no Derek Carr, but I also think that Daniels really needs to, get some good performances out just as the season's ending to secure that offensive rookie of the year. Because obviously you've got people like Bo Nick sort of sniffing around.
Yeah,
so
baby.
I think
we all know Brock
they
Bowers.
need that big last push. That big last push. So yeah, I'm going to go the Commanders.
Awesome. And Finn.
What Daddy Punk says.
What Daddy Punk gets. So as a sweep for the Commanders, I mean, this is the first of 3 very winnable games for the Commies. So yeah, hopefully they get that done. Next up then is the Baltimore Ravens at the New York Giants. Ethan.
Yeah, well, I think this is a fairly obvious one. I mean, the Giants may as well just tank the rest of the season to get the best draft pick possible.
I think they
So
have
I'll
been
go with the
doing.
Ravens.
They are trying to lose. They're doing pretty well at it.
They're doing really well at it.
Do you know what, guys? Should I just call it? Is anyone going for the Giants? Tommy DeVito starting.
Nope.
I'm trying to think of a funny way of making a case for him, and I can't. So yeah,
Let's move on. Let's do the Cincinnati Bengals at the Tennessee Titans. Finn.
Bengals.
Oh, Bungles. Okay. Not the
Don't really need
Titans.
to, don't
Not
really
the
need to say
Titans.
why.
Well, you could do if you want, but Punk, your
I
turn.
think we all know.
well, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase don't play for the Titans, so I'm going to pick the Bengals.
They might not play for the Bengals for very long.
No, but they do currently.
I mean, they might rest them.
Probably in their best interest, they
In
don't.
their best interest not to play them anymore. Dave.
I agree with Finn's in-depth analysis.
Ethan, anything to add on
World
that?
class over
Yeah,
over.
I mean, I think I just don't see the Titans be able to stop Jamar, so I think it will be a bit of a whitewash sort of game. So yeah, I'll go with the Bengals as well.
Yeah. It's obviously a sweep. I mean, the Titans are supposed to have a good defense, but their best game was when Jacksonville got 10. Well, no, because their best game was when Jacksonville only scored 10 and they still lost that game. So,
yeah, it doesn't mean they haven't got a bad defense.
well, they've got a bad defense.
Statistically, they haven't.
Their defense is fine. There's nothing wrong with their defense. The problem is their offense can't put any points on the board and certainly won't keep up with the Bengals.
Yeah, they're a 3-and-out offense, which means the defense gets absolutely battered.
Yeah. It's that's the end of the 6 o'clock slate. Let's do the 9:25. There's 5 games in this slot. The first one is the Patriots at the Cardinals. Ethan, what do you reckon here?
I think it's pretty simple for me. I just think Cardinals are simply the better team out of the two, and I think they'll comfortably win this game. So yeah, I'm going to go with the Cardinals.
Nice. Punk.
If this was in New England, I'd be
Just about to say that.
tempted, very tempted to go with the Patriots. But I think with Arizona playing at home, yeah, I think that fast track offense will do the job. Patriots will struggle to keep up. So yeah, I think Cardinals.
Finn, I probably shouldn't ask you, but
Well, I really don't want to do this, but
I know.
I need the
sorry.
points, so I'm gonna have to go Cardinals.
Cardinals. Dave, I know it's not in New England. Are you
If this was
tempted
in
still?
Foxborough,
Yeah.
no, I think the thing that makes me wonder, even though it is in Arizona, is simply because that Patriots defense can beat up the Arizona offense. Because that Arizona offense is, I'm not going to say it's soft, but there's a lot of young lads in there, undersized guys as well. So I'm still going to go for Zona, but I think it'll be very close, very close.
Fair enough. It's yet another sweep in the picks. None of us are going for the Patriots. Let's try the Colts at the Broncos. Dave.
Broncos by a mile.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Hey man, it's my own confidence. You know what? I know one of you are going to go down for the Colts, so I'm going to double down on the Broncos. There you go.
Wait,
Bit of bravery for you.
Slow your roll.
We know it's
calm
gonna
down.
happen. Come on.
You can't shoot your wad
I
until someone's
just-
gone the other way,
I
all right?
just did, and it's all sticky. Someone else.
I was going to go to Ethan then, but that's far too disgusting. So Punk.
Oh, I see. I get the sloppy second.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
absolutely
you
do.
can take
Thanks
it.
for that. I'll be honest, I can't see a way the Colts win this. Richardson's not proven to be anything like the quarterback you seem to think he is, Jim. So, yeah, I'm going Broncos as well.
Finn.
Broncos for me.
Oh, come on.
Broncos for you. Oh, it's running out of time here. Dave,
Oh, it's
but
getting close now,
we have
Dave.
options.
We know,
Ethan, how about you,
Jim's
mate?
going to go for the
Yeah,
Colts.
I'm going to add to the full sweep, and I'm also going to go the Broncos.
Come on, Jim.
Go on, Jim.
What did you have? What did you have
You
before
can't
we
pick
all went
against your
Broncos?
bouncing baby boy. Come on.
My
now.
beautiful baby boy.
I mean,
You got to cover the
the
spread, Jim.
Broncos are great at beating weak teams. They only lose to better teams at home as well. So the smart money is on the Broncos. It's true, Dave. You know it's true.
It's not true.
The smart money is on the Broncos. So
Just do it, Jim. Just do it. Just rip it off.
I've got Broncos here on my sheet, mate.
Oh,
So
okay.
There you
It's
go then.
unfortunately a sweep. You
No,
can't have
no
you,
double down.
you can't have your double down there.
No sticky juice for everyone.
Let's try the Bills at the Lions. Lord of mercy. Ethan, what are you going for here?
Yeah, I think this is potential to probably be game of the season, to be honest. When looking at it, I actually have no idea who to pick, so I'm purely just going off home advantage. So I'm going to go for the Lions.
Right, okay. Finn.
A bit more spice in here again. I'm going for the Bills.
Good boy.
I think that the Lions have been phenomenal this season, but last few weeks they're just letting the opposition in. And I think that the Bills, as much as they didn't beat the Rams, Josh Allen had an unbelievable game. So I feel the Lions, if they allow the Bills to get too close, the Bills will punish them. Lions are due for a loss, so Bills.
Dave.
Lions. I think because Buffalo last week was so good and so historic. I think that loss, even though irrelevant what the result was, but that game would have taken so much out of them. It was such a physical game, I think such a hard game for them. I think the Lions have been, as you say, playing within themselves, but nothing refocuses the mind than the Bills come into town. So all week long, they would have been getting cussed out by Dan Campbell, and they'd have been fine by it because they've been winning, and they'll go into this game absolutely rearing to go. And I think they beat the Bills, and they beat them. I think they beat them quite well as well.
Bunk.
This could, in theory, be a Super Bowl
It
preview.
could.
We'll see.
It could.
We'll see what happens later. The Bills this season, for me, on defense, have been a little bit susceptible to teams that can run the ball.
Yeah.
Detroit pretty much have the best running game in the league at the minute. So for me, I think it's the Lions, and I think they just control the clock, keep Allen off the field, and probably win it pulling away as well. So yeah, Lions for me.
The difference is going to be that defensive line for the Lions because they got 40 injuries on that line at the moment, or whatever it is.
That's the only worry is
they
the Lions.
couldn't really get any pressure last week, but it didn't really matter because their secondary is so good. But that's going to be the key thing.
Well, it does mean there's an island pick for Finn. Thank you for stepping out over the ledge, Finn, but I'm also going for the Lions. I know it's a 4-1 split. It's going to be a great game. Both teams could win. Both teams could easily lose that as well. Oh, be good to watch. At the same time, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Philadelphia Eagles. Wow. Punk.
Defense wins championships. The Eagles' defense is better than the Steelers' defense, so I'm picking the Eagles.
Oh, you're clearly mad.
A knife through Jim's heart.
Do you know what? I'm so used to it by now. You can't hurt me anymore. So I'll go to Ethan. He might not hurt me.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a very tough game. Because obviously you've got the players on the Steelers defense like TJ Watt, people like that. So I think it's going to become very scrappy. And I think this is probably a game where Jalen's going to, shark a few of Barkley's touchdowns. I could see 2 or 3 tush pushes in this game, to be honest. So, and obviously I'm going to have to go with my Eagles.
Yeah, I know. That's fair enough. Finn.
I think the Eagles are going to get shut out in the first quarter like they have pretty much every game. But the Steelers will get very happy with that, get carried away, and then forget to play football, and the Eagles will win it.
Okay. Dave.
I don't know, is the honest word.
Yeah. It's not as easy as we're making it out to sound.
The only thing that's swinging it is the fact that the Eagles are at home. If this was neutral venue, it would be a proper coin flip.
Could be a Super Bowl matchup.
Nah, don't be daft.
Let's not get ahead of yourself.
I think that the Steelers will win.
Wow.
The only reason being is the Eagles start so slow. And it's been consistent. And the Steelers are pretty good at stopping the run. And if you can stop Saquon Barkley, I think you can stop the Eagles.
Yeah.
So
for all the chat this week about AJ Brown, do you not think that the Eagles are coming out passing, not running?
You'd think they would.
What's the chat on AJ Brown? I've not been paying attention.
He was very upset. He only got 4 catches.
I literally couldn't give a Steelers.
He does. Those drama queens and the
I
Eagles
thought you meant it
were
was something
very upset.
important, not just someone's got his
Brandon
Could
feet
derail the
Graham.
entire season.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it does. No, just for this week, actually. I really want the Eagles to do well in the postseason. Yeah, well, before the season started, I had this down as a loss for my Steelers away at the Eagles. They're a tough team, but I mean, the amount that your fans are going to be getting on them if they're not winning in the first quarter, there's definitely a chance that my boys can win. I'm going to play it safe and go with the Eagles because I'm
Does
going
that
to
mean
back
I'm on an
myself.
island?
You're on an island for the
With the
Steelers.
Steelers, I feel filthy.
It's happened to me before where I picked against them and they've won, so I'll go with that reverse Ono. Let's do the last game at 9:25, and that is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the LA Chargers. Ethan, what do you reckon?
I'm going to go with the Chargers for this one.
Chargers. Okay. They lost last week. Bucks won. Still
Yeah.
confident. Fine.
They lost against the Chiefs, though,
They did lose to the Chiefs.
and the refs.
Just the Chiefs.
More the refs.
Punk.
The Chargers did lose to the refs last week.
Mhm.
The Bucks, look, they're good. They're just not great. And I think traveling away, the Chargers, I think, will just return to what they were doing prior to the game against the refs. So I think, yeah, Chargers for me. And I think quite comfortably as well. I don't really, I don't think the Chargers should be fearing anything that Tampa Bay can throw at them.
Okay. Finn?
Yeah, I'm also going with the Chargers. Bucks were resilient last week, but they didn't play incredible. And I think if they play a stronger side, they'll be put to the sword.
Ooh. Dave.
The Bucks are a bit of an Aston Villa. When they're good, they're great, and when they're not, they're bang average.
Mhm.
And I think the way that the Chargers can beat you up and dominate the lines, I think they'll be bang average. So yeah,
So you're going
Chargers.
for the Chargers as well? Okay. Okay. Well, that means I'm going on an island then because I'm going for the Bucks. I
Double
think
down
they've
on the
got.
Chargers then, please.
You can do
Double
that.
down.
I think the Bucks are far better offensively than the Chargers. I just think they're going to come out there and Baker's going to sling it, and before they know it, they're up. So yeah, I was more impressed with the Bucks last week than I was with the Chargers. Let's do the Sunday night game, and that is the Green Bay Packers at Finn's Seattle Seahawks. So Punk.
All these games, the Buffalo, Detroit, Pittsburgh, Philly, Tampa Bay Chargers, they're all good games. They're all close games. I think if you get good Geno, then I could definitely see a world in which these Seahawks put up some numbers. And, Jordan Love has this tendency to try and push and throw games away slightly. If Green Bay come in with a Josh Jacobs heavy offense, then they're quite capable of controlling the entire game and running away with it. And I do like the Green Bay defense, and I think they've played really well recently. Having said that, I got a thing about the Seahawks at the minute, so I'm going to pick the Hawks at home.
Okay, I'm sure Finn's loving that that you've attached your name to the Seahawks. So Finn, go on.
Panic. I'm also going with my boys. Packers have looked good, but they've only beaten two teams with a winning record this season,
This is true.
and we have a winning record. And it's not
Mm.
been the most prettiest of winning records, but it is one nonetheless. And so far, since I've scrapped the reverse Uno tactic, it seemed to be paying dividends. So I'm going to stick with that. So Seahawks, please, Jim.
Done and done. Dave, how about you?
I spend most of the time checking the weather when we do this normally, but there's been no need to do weather reports this week.
It's rainy.
It's cold weather teams against cold weather teams.
Yeah,
Doesn't really make a lot of difference.
or they're all indoors.
Yeah.
If the Packers were at home, I'd side with Green Bay, but I'm gonna go Seahawks.
Ethan,
Only
how
for that
about you, buddy?
reason, no other reason.
Okay. Ethan?
I am going to jump on the island, and I am going to go for the Packers in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Pourquoi?
I mean, I'm not too sure why. I think purely just off the fact
Just
that
to
I think
spite me, probably.
yeah,
It's as good a
possibly,
reason as any.
Possibly,
I'll
but
take that.
I think I think they're going to make it. the big three in terms of games that they've won against their winning record. So yeah, I'm going to go for the Packers, and I'm going to double down as well.
Double
down. Pure
Love
spite.
it. Love
Pure
it.
Go on, Finn, do it. Do it.
outrageous.
Do it.
Awesome. Yeah,
And
you
if
could
you-
double down, Finn, if
if
you
you
want.
don't do
Go
it
on,
now,
Finn,
Finn,
I'm not-
double
I'm-
down off.
you know what he's done?
He's backed me
He's
into a corner
basically
here, isn't he?
he's basically walked up to you in the middle of a club and thrown down the gauntlet, expecting
He
you.
has.
Come on.
Music's
He
gone.
has.
Everyone's looking at you.
You know what? I'll give the people what they want. Let's do it.
Yay!
Good lad.
Hey.
Who said peer pressure doesn't
Absolute peer
work?
pressure. Just completely folded.
Jesus, Finn.
I mean, Seahawks are only one game up on the Rams in the division, so they could go from third in the seedings to eighth and be out of the playoff contention if they lose. So it's vital that they get a win at home. So I'm picking the Packers. You're not on an island, Ethan. I think that the Packers are one of those teams that they figured out that they need to rein in Jordan Love. He's not a guy that can win by throwing the ball 30 times. He needs to be on a snap count in terms of throwing the ball. Josh Jacobs, why would you ever trade him away? Someone did. They've picked him up. They've taken advantage of it. So
They
I'm
didn't
going for the
trade him. His
Packers as well.
contract was up.
We didn't
Oh, sorry,
trade
they
him.
didn't- they didn't-
His
sorry.
contract ended
Yeah, you
and
didn't bother
he wanted
paying
more
him.
money than we were willing to pay him.
Yes, you didn't bother paying him. How's that worked out?
Fine.
So, yeah, okay.
Get a new
So-
quarterback.
Which quarterback, though? Let's move on to Monday night, and there's two games on Monday night. The first one is the Bears at the Vikings, NFC North. Dave.
The Vikings, because they are a better bunch of human beings
Okay.
in every
right.
way.
Don't know
And
how you put
you know
that
how
out,
we
but-
love teams playing in purple, all of us.
No, we don't.
We do.
We do.
No.
Purple's such a lovely colour.
Bloody
Mhm.
horrible.
Mhm.
Ethan, how about you?
Yeah, I think with the 1-2 punch that was sort of in full flow last weekend with JJ and Addison
Yeah.
combining, I don't see how the Bears can keep up with it really. So I'm going to go for the Vikings.
Fair enough. Finn?
Vikings comfortably.
Yeah. Punk, any chance you're picking the Bears?
Not a hope in hell.
We're back to sweeping again, boys. Back to sweeping. Yeah, no chance. No chance. So the final game is the Atlanta Falcons at the Las Vegas Raiders. Jeez Louise. Ethan, as the special guest mate, can you play us out? Who's going to win this game?
I've actually gone for the Raiders in this one.
Oh, I shouldn't have doubled down earlier.
This is why you wait, Dave.
Wow. Ridder's revenge. Okay.
Have you started, your Christmas party's tomorrow. Have you started drinking early?
Yeah, I'm already on the wine now.
Have you seen the Falcons? Dave, what are you going
Yeah,
for?
no, I'm not sure why the Raiders. I've just
No
got a
one's
gut
sure.
feeling.
They're
Even
still
I'm not
trying,
sure
aren't they?
my
That's the
favorite.
difference. I think they're still trying, whereas the Giants aren't trying. The Raiders just are bad, and they just lose games. But
Yeah, but
they are- you
the
can see they're
Raiders are
trying.
the Raiders are still 100% effort.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go Falcons just because I haven't seen an offense as bad as the Raiders in a while. It all starts with the quarterback. I think if you get a new quarterback in, that team is revolutionized. I think they've got good receivers. The offensive line's better than you think. And having a good quarterback in there will make your running back, by definition, better because no one respects the run game at the moment. Just stuff the box and go, come on then. Their issue is purely at quarterback, and that's it. So I have to, even with, Kirk interception, I have to go with the Falcons.
Finn.
Cousins to throw 3 picks, but still get the win.
2-0.
Punk.
Yeah, this could be the interception game. Could have more interceptions in this game than any NFL game in history. I can't trust Atlanta. I can't trust Las Vegas. I'm gonna pick the Falcons and double down.
Oh my word.
Oh,
You should be ashamed of yourself.
wow. He's gone there.
I mean, I'd say call yourself a Raider fan, but sometimes you don't. So
Well, I've just gone rogue this season. That's it.
yes, and I've just realised I'm the only person that hasn't doubled down now. So what can I pick? What can I pick from in my
whilst you're
little
thinking
Christmas
about
pile?
that, the record that you mentioned was the game with the most interceptions in it.
Yes.
was, Punk, you remember this, it was on the 24th of September 1950, and it
Yeah,
was
all right.
between the Chicago Cardinals against the Philadelphia Eagles, and there were 8 interceptions. That's the most by any one player. 8 interceptions thrown by Jim Hardy, and that was
Wow.
one player. Both
Wow.
teams,
Jim Hardy.
yeah,
You
both
sure it
teams.
wasn't the Decatur Staleys rather than the Philadelphia Eagles? But
Hey man, I'm just reading what's on Google. But that was the most thrown by one quarterback. Both thrown all together
yeah,
it was the Raiders last year with 27.
of course it was.
Pick a game. Don't mind which one.
Yeah.
Just pick
Well
a game.
done.
I can't find
Thank
it. My
you,
Google
thank you for
skills aren't that
vamping,
good.
Dave. Thank you for vamping. I've been able to now pick. I'm going to go against you, Dave, and I'm going to pick the
Standard.
Bucks to double down.
Double down.
So we've got 2
Oh,
games there with double down
That could be the
against.
title decider. You know that.
Well, not really, because I'm 3 up
Not
from you,
yet.
so
Could be.
I'm too far ahead of you.
Don't get too comfortable, Jim.
I'll try not to. I'll try not to. Ethan, thank you so much for coming and doing the picks, mate. It's an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. I really appreciate you guys having me on.
Anytime, mate, anytime. And
Very
good luck for
welcome.
the Eagles for the rest of the season.
Yeah, we'll need it. We'll
Except
need
for
it
this
going into
weekend.
the Super Bowl.
Never just a nice comment, is it?
It might happen.
It
You
might.
can
I
ride
mean,
Saquon.
and if the miracle happens that somehow, the Lions somehow lose, I think we'll be there.
Mhm.
We will be there.
Yeah,
The good
absolutely.
thing is for you, the destiny's in your own hands. You're not going to have to wait on anyone else.
Yeah.
So you're already in the playoffs. I think everyone knows that. So
Yep.
you're going to play home games for the majority of it, apart from probably a championship game. So yeah, it's pretty much in your own hands. So if you don't do it, you've only got yourselves to blame.
Yeah, we are such a powerhouse. I think we do have the ability on our day to beat anyone, but I think it's just a case of like how we do start so slow in the first quarter, and I think it's if we do come up against Detroit, they are just on it from the jump. So I think that can really reduce the chance of a win against them. But we will see. We can only hope.
We'll be there to watch it, mate. So thank you so much, and we'll speak to you again soon.
Yep.
Perfect. Thank you, mate.
Cheers, Ethan.
Bye bye.
Excellent.
Okay, so there we go. That was the pod for the Week 15 preview. We'll be back obviously next week to do the review of Week 15, showing all the results we got right, and then moving on towards Week 16. It's getting so close now, guys. We've almost finished the regular season. I'm a little bit excited, a little bit depressed at the same time. It's so short.
It's gone quick.
It does. But some of us are going to look forward to the playoffs.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah,
I'm
we
not
will.
gonna- I'm not going to talk too soon.
Anyway, make sure you're checking us out on social media, stuff like Blue Sky at Final Down NFL, and all the other ones up on the screen right now. And of course, patreon.com/Final Down, where you can check out all of our stuff there, all of our videos, all of our blogs, everything else in there. Yeah, but until next week.
There is
I've
one
been
more
Jim.
thing. There is one
Oh,
more thing.
don't do it.
It's got
Don't
to-
do it.
Listen,
Do
you
it.
had last week off. All right. Give the people what they want. Last
Quickly.
week, Boise State beat UNLV, which is University of Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Ashton Genty, 209 yards, 1 rushing touchdown. Regular season's now over. Final stats, 2,497 rushing yards, 29 touchdowns.
Against
It's not bad going,
Cardinals.
is it?
Number one running
Average.
Number
innit?
one running back. I thank you. By the way, I found the hat that you need to buy on Vinted. I'll send you a link, son.
Wait until you actually watch an SEC running back, and then you'll start
Oh,
wilting.
dude, I've seen more than enough SEC running backs. Trust
You
me,
have not.
he's going first. They got a bye this week in the college playoffs, which, by the way, is an utter disgrace. They've got a bye, and chances are they're playing the Sooners in the next round.
Mhm.
So, but yeah,
Why is it a disgrace? What have I
So,
missed?
long story short, but in order to get all of the divisions to agree to a 12-team playoff, they had to say to the Big Ten they had to guarantee them a bye in the first round. So what it basically means is that teams like the Sooners and teams like Ohio State don't get a bye, but Boise State do. I mean, Boise State don't play in the Big Ten, but it's the way
Yeah.
that it was structured and the way that it was done. So there's, I think, Arizona, from Mountain West also are involved, and I can't remember who else is getting the bye, but it basically screws up and the seedings aren't right. Seedings are all over the shop. So I think Texas don't get a bye, but they're one of the better teams, and Oregon are going to end up having to play all of the best teams in order to get through. So yeah, it's really, really dumb, but they'll change it next year. It's the first year of them doing it.
So there is Gen 2 watch.
Yeah.
At last, we can stop talking about him in the regular
Beautiful.
season.
Oh no, it's
No,
playoffs now.
we still need to hear about him.
Yes.
Oh yeah. When he falls off a cliff against a
even
good team, yeah.
even
Let's
if he's
hear
not
about
playing, we just need to know what he's done that week.
True story.
Until next week, I've been Jim. That's been Pat Red. That's been Dave. Thank you very much for listening.